And welcome in here, everybody. What is good, guys? Thanks so much for stopping by here once again on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. As we got a big matchup in store tonight here. Duke dropped down a seed from 2 to 3 in the latest bracketology rankings here. They're now outside of the top 25, polling number 12 in the nation for Duke. Trying to bounce back here for the Blue Devils. They have lost the past 3 out of 4 games that they have faced, only to win against Virginia Tech. Right in between that North Carolina State versus Wake Forest matchup 2 weeks ago, but these two teams meet once again, this time at Cameron Indoor for this matchup here. NC State right on the bubble with a very familiar team that I visited with yesterday, right outside the tournament. NC State is in the latest bracketology predictions, just by ESPN, say that North Carolina State is the first team out of the tournament. The very first team out of the tournament, along with Richmond, Rhode Island, and Mississippi State right now. Crucial game as far as the bubble for North Carolina State if they want to sweep tonight here against the Duke Blue Devils. Hey, welcome in here, guys, over on the channel right now. Thanks so much, everyone, for stopping by here. I'll be on the play-by-play call. MTG, what is good, my man? Alex, Lil Mano Sports, welcome back in here, bud. Alex putting out Lil Mano Sports. He'll be in the stream tonight putting out Go Cubs Go. Vaughn, welcome in here. Career strong for sure with a hashtag, my man Vegas Vix. Dude, man, I just could not believe it yesterday. That had to be like the worst quality of basketball I've ever seen in a long time. That I've attended 3 games this year, and from what I saw during that game yesterday, just completely shut down Fats Russell. Fats Russell and no dribble drive to the hoop whatsoever. I have no clue, like, how in the world St. Louis doesn't, like, have, like, any bubble consideration. Like, they're around, like, I think the 60s in the net ranking. Like, come on, show some respect there to St. Louis, because they got a record of 21-8. They look solid. They're going to have to win the A10 tournament to get into the tournament there for March Madness, but, dude, if that's the matchup with Dayton that they could take them down, they lost to the buzzer against the Flyers back in January. That's the matchup right there. So, yeah, it doesn't look too promising for URI. They are banged up. They lost to a team stronger, bigger, tougher yesterday, which was St. Louis. And right from the get-go, URI down 11-zip to start out. As we welcome in here, my man John from Off the Wall Hockey. What is good, guys? Yeah, this is a weird season for Duke. Just, they need Zion back, it feels like, but just weird. They only got 2 really go-to players here for their team. Vernon Carey has been the spark this year, same as Trey Jones, but nothing else. Nothing basically else. The bench production's been weak. The defense, especially in the road games, has been just hasn't been able to buckle down at all. Let's see here. Vaughn putting out, do I think March Madness could be canceled or have no fans in the games because he searched it up in school today? No, I don't think so, Vaughn, with the coronavirus stuff that's going on. I think March Madness will still live through that. So we should be good to go for March Madness for sure. Hey, welcome in here, Prime Time, my man. Thanks so much for stopping by. Once again, Chicago Plays, welcome in here to the channel. Yeah, not looking good. Not looking too good for you, alright. You got Dayton, that's the only chance here. We got the Dayton Flyers back in the chat. Yep. Dayton spanked up URI quite good. Watch out, St. Louis did. Just like Dayton did a couple weeks back before. But, yep, St. Louis is on basically is like, they need to be on the radar, to be on the bubble for St. Louis. They are good. They are a good team for St. Louis. And they could, I think they could go to the A10 title game, and they would give Dayton the biggest, biggest matchup there is, because they lost at the buzzer to Jalen Crutcher. Hey, welcome in here, David Mitchell, my man. Thanks so much for stopping by here. Yeah, you are right, banged up indeed, man. They were just lots of injuries going on. Cyril Langevin, he came back yesterday for the game, and he didn't look like 100% at all for the big man. And, dude, they just got crushed on the rebounds. That was one thing. Goodwin and French and the freshman Bell, he destroyed them inside the low post yesterday. Dayton Flyers putting out that they'll crush St. Louis. Dane just lights it up from the floor. All right, we're going to get ready to tip this one off. Hey, welcome in here, Enver. Thanks so much for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Ryan here, my man. Welcome in here to the channel right now. Duke with the basketball first. They go left to right on the court, and going right to left will be NC State. Duke with the ball first. Oh, they just turned it over. Here goes NC State. Fast break. Fast break. They floated up, and we already got a foul inside the low post. It's going to be NC State inside the low post right there, going inside, dribble drive, and it's going to be offensive. So it goes right back over to Duke. So Duke just took the charge. Hey, welcome in here, Hawkeye Nation. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's going to take URI to beat Dayton on Wednesday. Man, that's insane there. What I saw from the URI game yesterday, I barely have any hope of them beating Dayton. Like, St. Louis was the bigger, better, tougher team. URI's going to have to come in, like, somehow with a magical wand and get the W. Hey, welcome in here. Jacket's back on the channel. Cindy says hello. Thank you so much, Cindy, for stopping by here. Duke, low post, floats up the shot, no good off the back iron, rebound by NC State. Still 0-0, so we're through the first 50 seconds. NC State has it left wing into the hands of Markel Johnson. Johnson dribbles now top of the free throw circle, passes out, right corner three, up in the air, and NC State hits it. Money, just like that from the triple. They were doing that all game long during the first matchup. CJ Bryce from behind the arc. Duke with the basketball. Trey Jones got it at the top of the key. Moves it out to the left wing perimeter now for the Blue Devils. Duke moves it back to the top here into the hands of Delorier. Delorier swings it over to the right wing over to Baker. Baker with the basketball. Joey Baker looking to pass it top of the key here to Carey. Carey, 18:35 left to go on the clock. Dribble drive inside, and that's going to be a blocking foul by NC State by Manny Bates, the freshman. So Duke will go to the free throw line, shoot two here with 18:35. Hey, welcome in here. Play-by-play football, baseball, more. Hello, thanks so much for stopping by here. I've got Duke in this one, but it's been a problem lately with this defense. They already gave up a quick three to NC State. First shot good by Carey at the free throw line. Hey, welcome in. Byron, thanks again. Thanks so much for stopping by. What row were I sitting in? I was right behind the backboard, basically, of... It was not the student section area, it was the reverse from that. So I was right behind the backboard. Second shot, good by Carey at the free throw line. 3-2 to score. NC State with the basketball. Johnson, dribble drive inside, left hand, floats it up, and it goes in off the glass for two right there by the senior Markel Johnson. 5-2 to score, 18:15 left to go in the first. So we were seated up like really high, but it was actually pretty cool because I've never sat like behind the backboard before because I've gone to 2 other college basketball games this year. And we sat like super duper close to the seats or so, but I've seen Harvard play this season. I've seen Boston University play this season. And what URI was running for their offense, like, I didn't like it at all. It was just straight up Fats Russell dribble drive to the hoop as NC State goes 2-on-1 fast break here. Low post puts it up, but Duke strips them from behind. Here goes Duke with the basketball. I did not like how they ran their offense. Jumper. Jones off the mark. Rebounds by NC State. Like, I enjoyed how, like, BU ran their offense with their big man getting involved in the low post with their best player in the team for Boston University than what Rhode Island was doing yesterday. It was just, they were just slow offensively, like, all throughout. Yeah, right now Duke would play Colgate. That's, if they fell to a 4. And, Stephen F. Austin, yeah, that I'm going for Stephen F. Austin there. They were to take them on 5-2 to score. NC State with the basketball. They got it top of the key here. Dribble drive inside. Puts it up and in. Burst of speed past the defense for 2 more. It's a 5-point lead here by the Wolfpack as they're 3 for 4 shooting. Duke is 0 for 6 so far. Duke with the ball. Moves it over right wing to Goldwire. Lobs it over to Carey. Carey. Right baseline. Back it his way inside the low post. Swings it back outside to Jones. Jones bounce pass left wing. 3 ball in the air. Duke. Oh, air ball. They try to save it, but they put it into the wrong hands. Here goes NC State right back. They have it now at the right wing perimeter. Funderburk with the basketball. They're going to take a 3 with it. Off the mark. It's air ball and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be Duke ball. 17 minutes left to go. Hey, welcome in here. I don't know anymore. Thanks so much for stopping by here. Let's see. Welcome in, Alex. Welcome in, Dumway here. Michael Hughes, thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah, dude, what happened against St. Louis? URI came out completely flat. Their team is just banged up and injured, though. Who do I think is better, Duquesne or St. Louis? Well, after seeing yesterday, I would go with St. Louis all the way, but Duquesne had their number twice. I was shocked about that. I was taking a look at who St. Louis has lost to. They've lost to Duquesne twice. They've lost to UMass or so, but say if they had to take him on a third time, I would go St. Louis if they had to take him on in March. Cassius Stanley jumper hits it. It's a 3-point game. 7-4 to score. NC State with the basketball. 16:20 left to go in the first half. Did I play college ball? I actually did. I'm way too undersized, man, to play college ball. I'm only like 5'2", dude. But I went to a D3 college too. Yeah, Duquesne. Wow. So yeah, Duquesne beat them by 14 2 times. Interesting. 3-pointer, no good by NC State. Burst of speed inside, and that's gonna be a foul picked up by NC State on the dribble drive by Goldwire. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up down below. Hit the subscribe button as well, as I call play-by-play here, basketball and Behind New York Basketball on YouTube. Alex putting out Hawkeye Nation, go Iowa here. Got a big game tomorrow. Yep, Iowa against Purdue. Sold out. Wow, that's awesome, man. That game's already sold out. So Alex going his prediction here, 98-76, the final score. That's a lot of points right there on the board. Yeah, URI fell out of the bracket now, so I've seen them go all the way from a 9 seed. Now they're the third team out. So it goes NC State, Richmond, Rhode Island, and then after that's Mississippi State. Those are the first 4 out, according to Joe Lunardi from ESPN. Hey, welcome in here, Braden. Thanks so much, man, for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yep. I'm only like 5 feet tall. Used to play back in middle school, but haven't since I was basically 14, though. Yep, ripped the snare drum, though. Used to play baseball back in high school, too. I only played my first 3 years of high school, and then I had to choose between band and baseball, and we had a big trip to perform for that year for band, so I had to choose band there for senior year. Yep, URI fell out of the bracket now. They are the third team out. Providence is up to a 9 seed. Yeah, man, Providence on a complete tear right now. They're one to watch out. Them and UCLA. Yep, NC State is on the first 4 out. They are the first team out of the bracket. Hey, thank you so much, Swaggy D over on Sportscaster for the tip. I appreciate it so much, my man. You guys are awesome here on the channel. If you enjoy what I do, I call play-by-play here. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, the like, the subscribe button if you guys enjoy what I do right now. We're on a TV timeout. 7-4 is the score. Wolfpack up by 3 through the first 4 minutes of action in this one. Let's see here. Markel Johnson, 4 points by NC State, 3 points by CJ Bryce right now for Duke. Leading scorer, they only got 2 players tied with 2. Cassius Stanley hit the only jumper of the game, and Vernon Carey Jr. hit both at the free throw line. Dude, I feel for you, Mike. I really do. That would be so cool if Duquesne made it into the tournament. They had such a solid start, dude. Such a solid start. Like, I love it when I see, like, new different types of teams make it to the tournament for the first time. That's kind of, like, how I want it to be some year. I think, I was looking at the roster. New Hampshire. Next season for New Hampshire, they retained their entire starting 5. That team could go to the tournament. It all depends on what Vermont loses, what Stony Brook loses out in front of them. But that would be one heck of a thing if New Hampshire could make it into the tournament. That is for sure. I think their leading scorer is a sophomore. I think they're like top 30 in rebounds in college basketball for UNH. It's crazy. Yeah, so Ryan putting out maybe somehow Duquesne can beat Dayton in the tournament. I feel like Dayton's just too strong. The matchup that it would go for, though, it would be St. Louis. If there's a team that can beat Dayton, and if it's the third opportunity, it would be St. Louis, in my opinion. Could take them down to the wire. Hey, welcome in here, Ohio State basketball. Thanks so much for stopping by here once again. We get back to action. Duke misses the jumper, gets the offensive rebound. Matthew Hurt has it. Left corner perimeter, 15:40 left to go in the first half. Hurt dribbles inside, puts up the jumper, hits the front rim, no good. Rebound by NC State. Wolfpack with the basketball. Hey, welcome in here, Lex. Thanks so much for stopping by here once again. 15.5 left to go in the first half. NC State with it. They got the basketball at the right wing perimeter. Into the hands now of Johnson. Markel Johnson swings it back out to the top here to Funderburg. Funderburg passes over left corner off the fingertips of Stanley. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cassius Stanley at Duke, so the Wolfpack gets it back. Ooh, double oof there. Masks are sold out according to I don't know anymore. I heard about that. Like a bunch of people are talking about not even to bother masks or anything. Inside, dribble drive, lays it up and in. That one's good for 2. 9-4 to score. NC State through the first 5 minutes. Yep, the coronavirus has spread to the U.S. Everybody stay safe here, everybody. Swings it out, right wing. That ball tipped, deflected. Duke able to get it. Stanley with the basketball. Bounce pass to the corner. Right corner 3 off the mark. No good. Rebound by NC State. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Ryan. That is another one. I love to see Maine in the tournament someday. Dribble drive. Inside, they miss it, though. Duke off the steal. Missed the open layup, and it gets rebounded off the board by NC State. They have it now at the top of the key. Dribbles to the right wing. NC State moves it out back to the top here to Jericho Helms. Moves it inside. The ball tipped, deflected, and stolen right back over to Duke. Blue Devils now with the basketball. Trey Jones has it. And we're going to have a stoppage in time of the court, I think, right now coming up as they had the basketball. They took it past half court. All right. Let's see. Archie Miller's still the coach of Dayton here. I think it's Anthony Grant now, who's the coach of... Yeah, it's Anthony Grant, who is the basketball coach of Dayton right now. He's at Indiana, I think. Yep. Archie Miller is at Indiana. So Archie Miller's at Indiana, and they have a new head coach there for Dayton more recently. NC State with the ball. They're up by 5 as we're under 14 minutes left to go. If you guys are new, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play. They have it at the left wing perimeter. Dribble drive here by Bryce. Makes his move inside. Left hand. Off the mark. No good. Rebound Duke. Duke slow to start out in this game. Goldwire with the basketball. Passes out. Open 3. Right corner. Oh, wide open. They missed the 3. And it gets rebound here by Manny Bates of NC State. NC State with the ball now. Dribbling. Inside. Floats it up. And with a whistle and a foul. And the Wolfpack will go to the line and shoot 2. So let's see, I'll scroll right up here. So yeah, definitely, Ryan putting out, give Maine 2-3 years. They're going to become really good if some of those Thornton players go to the University of Maine. I really hope so, man. That would be awesome if I could see Maine in the tournament someday. New Hampshire in the tournament someday as well. Yep, guys, make sure to like and subscribe here. Hawkeye Nation thinks that I could have been like Muggsy at URI, 5'2". NC State drills them down at the free throw line. Through the first 7.5 minutes, it's 11-4 right now. Duke really needs to get something cooking. Duke with the basketball off the inbound. Trey Jones will pass it. He does. Feeds it off now into the hands of Moore. Moore passes out to Jones. 1 for 13 shooting. Rough start so far by Duke here. 4 turnovers. They pass it out to the top of the key over to Delorier. Moves it over left wing here to Jones. Jones feeds it left baseline. Into the hands now of Wendell Moore. Back in his way. Swings it back over right corner. Making their move inside. Floats it up and they get it. Banks it up and in. For 2, it's Matthew Hurt and he gets fouled as well. So Hurt will go to the free throw line and shoot 1. It's a 5-point game right now. So they were struggling big time, and they needed that one to get back winning it right now. Do I think Ohio State could be a 5 seed? I think, yeah, either a 5 or a 6 most likely there for Ohio State basketball. I would say one of those, either a 5 or a 6, depending on how well they perform down the stretch. This shot's up, and Duke hits it by Matthew Hurt. So he completes a 3-point play. Hey, welcome in there, Ant. Thanks so much for stopping by here. Oh, sorry to hear that. I don't know anymore. Putting out his MLB team just looking like garbage to his MLB team. Good thing it's only spring training, though. Still haven't even got to the actual season. NC State misses the layup. Rebound by Duke. Duke takes a 3. This one off the mark. No good. And rebounded by Funderburk of the Wolfpack right now. NC State with the basketball. They have it now at the right wing. Yes, they'll move right into the tournament spot. They'll take, I think, Utah State's spot. If NC State does win this game, they would take Utah State's spot since Utah State lost against New Mexico on Saturday night. Pass into the key here. Duke back in their way, swings it back outside. Left wing 3 up in the air. This one's up. They got it. Trading down the triple, it's Jordan Goldwire. There's the bench production that they needed in this 1-point game. So yeah, and they would take either Utah State most likely, or Cincinnati is another one. Wichita State. There's a cluster of American teams like right on the bubble, like barely in at the moment. Backdoor cut, and Duke forgot to play defense. Nobody showed up to cover, and NC State jams it down. 3-point game. 11:50 left to go in the first half. Oh yeah, Byron. Can't wait for March Madness for sure. Let's see here. Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford and his wife Kelly are expecting a baby, fourth baby this summer. Oh, wow. Thanks so much for the update there, Alex. NC State off the backdoor cut, banks it up and in again. Devon Daniels got 4 points so far. We got a timeout on the court. 11:15 left to go in the first half. Hey, welcome in here, Chicken Nuggets. Thanks so much for stopping by. It looks like NC State is in this one. Again, let's be nice to everybody on the channel here. Hey, welcome in, Mike Delaney. Thanks so much for stopping by here again. Vegas Vic's putting out he would like a bench player coming off the bench. Yeah, that definitely would help out big time for URI because they only play like 7 players or so. Let's see. Remember this name, Dylan Griffin, as a sophomore. I will definitely make note of that, Ryan. So Dylan Griffin as a sophomore, already playing a lot of minutes, but this year he's an absolute truck inside, and he still has 1 more year. That is awesome. So Dylan Griffin at Thornton Academy, sophomore, looking like a bright future. And that could help out Maine basketball if he does commit to the Maine Black Bears in the future here. Vaughn's got the beef in the chat. All right, we're on break here, everybody. Let's all be nice here out in the chat. Unlike what happened in the past on Saturday morning. 11:15 left to go in the first half of this one. Good to see Jordan Goldwire for Duke hit a 3-point shot. That's where the bench production they need. They already got 6 points in this game off the bench by Duke. So helpful already off the bench unlike the last game where they barely had anything from scoring-wise off the bench. Hey, welcome in here, Thunderbolt. Thanks so much for stopping by here. I am rooting for Duke in this game. I'm rooting for Duke in this game because if you're a Rhode Island fan, your guide for URI to make it into the tournament would be to root for Duke in this game because the last spot's up for grabs. Same as like if you're any of those bubble teams, Wichita State, Utah State, if you're a team in danger of making the tournament or going backwards, USC, Stanford as well. Oh, he's going to be a junior. He is a junior now. He's going to be a senior next year. Oh, so yeah, he already got minutes as a sophomore. That's awesome. So that's awesome. So if he's getting varsity minutes as a sophomore, that's great. Because just by like junior year, senior year, he just keeps on locking it up and improving, and everything just goes like floats right up for the production, and it just keeps on progressing or so. Hey, welcome in, NFL Nation. Thanks so much for stopping by here. I appreciate it, man. The Staffords have $3 now, Alex, putting out twins. Chandler Sawyer, who turned 3 later in March, and Hunter. NFL Nation in the house right here. Shots just not falling down so far for Duke in this one. Big yikes. Still got a lot of game left to go, but 19%. That's it, guys, from the floor right now. They're 3 for 16 shooting. They're going to have to connect with something. They're lucky that Goldwire was able to drain that 3-point shot, and Matthew Hurt was able to get a 3-point play off of a dribble drive, got the shot, and the foul as well at the free throw line. That's what's kept them right now winning 5. Alright, so we're back into this game. NC State with the basketball. They got it the right wing here. Into the hands of Funderburk. Funderburk hands it back out to Johnson. Johnson, lob over the top. They get it. Low post, puts it up, and it rolls around the rim. Goes up and in for 2 more. That one goes down by DJ Funderburk, and the key for 2 for the Wolfpack. 10:50 left to go in the first half. Duke basketball. Trey Jones dribbles past the half-court logo. Jones swings it back out to the top here, putting Justin Robinson in the game, who barely has any minutes this season. Jumper, free throw circle, off the mark, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack, by Devon Daniels. Daniels with the basketball, moves it now to the right wing. Dribbles right baseline, floats it up, off the mark, no good. Rebound, Carey. Carey with the ball now, puts it into the hands, past the timeline. Moves it out to Jones. Jones takes the deep two. It is up. It's good, actually. It was Jones over to Goldwire. Goldwire hit the deep two right there. 17-12 right now. They move it over to the right corner. Wide open. And NC State, they're just automatic. Automatic when it comes to that three-point shot. Duke just left Thunderberg wide open where he's able to hit it. 9:50 left to go in the first half. Duke with the basketball here to Goldwire. This game's going by fast so far. Puts it out to the top of the key to Jones. Moves it over left when Goldwire takes a three. He's got it. There you go. That's who you want to hit the three-point shot, where he's able to get open twice today and drain down the triple. It's been a big help. 20-15 to score. 9:30 left to go in the first half. NC State with the basketball past half court. Dribbles inside now. Left double, swings it back out. Left corner three up in the air. Off the mark, no good. Tipped around in the key. Rebounds by Goldwire. Push it up the court here. Oh, he just floats it way over Wendell Moore out of bounds. So 5-point game, 9:15 left to go. Got 30 people here on the channel, so make sure to keep on pounding the likes here on the channel. Hit the subscribe button if anybody's new here, as I call play-by-play basketball on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. NC State will get it back. 9:15 left to go in the first half. Hey, welcome in here, David Harder. Thanks so much for stopping by here. I appreciate my man. NC State with the basketball. Dribbles past the half-court logo. They make their move. Dribble drive inside. Hits the front rim with contact, and we get a foul. It'll stop the clock with 9:04 left to go in the first. So 2 shots coming up here at the free throw line by the NC State Wolfpack. Yeah, Vegas Vic's on. If Zion didn't leave Duke, they would have won the championship with Zion. They would have won the national title if he had stayed. And actually, he was thinking about staying for Zion. He was thinking about staying, and then Coach K was like, "No, you gotta enter yourself in the draft, man. We can't have your draft stock take a dip if you do come back and then get injured." First shot was good by the Wolfpack at the line. 6-point game, 21-15. Second shot by Markel Johnson. No good off the mark. Rebound by Carey at Duke. Blue Devils with the basketball, as they have it now into the hands of Trey Jones. He'll dribble past the half-court logo. Alex putting out West High, his high school. Hope they win tomorrow. Yes, I got your fingers crossed for a big W for your team at West High tomorrow, Alex. Jumper. That one goes down for the three-point shot. It is Justin Robinson, number 50, who is coming to the game. He drains down a triple. That's his second three-point shot of the game here. Barely gets any minutes. He is averaging 1.5 points per game this season. Robinson has 6 already. Jumper in the key. NC State drills it down. In response, it's 23-18. Hey, welcome in here, TMO. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I call play-by-play basketball, college basketball, NBA, March Madness on the channel. Carey backing his way, low post inside. And we get a foul before the shot, they're going to say. So Duke will inbound it. Coming up right now. So the foul was before the shot. Well, Duke losing the first round of the tournament. It all depends on the matchup. That's what's going to happen on Selection Sunday. All depends on the matchup. And if it's somebody like Colgate, better watch out. That Colgate team, that team is all basically a lot of upperclassmen. And Jordan Burns, he ripped Tennessee to shreds last year in the first round of the tournament as a 15 seed. That Colgate team's got better. That could be a matchup there to watch out for. It could be extremely close. Duke will inbound now. 8:17 left to go in the first half. This is a concern, though. They're trailing by 5, struggling to shoot, struggling to play defense. Left corner 3 up in the air. They need that. 3-point shot goes down from behind the arc, that time by Trey Jones. 23-21. Yeah, no chance, Vaughn. No chance. It's a higher chance for the Olympics because you're getting more countries in there, and some of them have like terrible widespread concerns, like a lot of the Asian countries in Italy, but not a chance with the USA sports. So yeah, the NHL playoffs will not be canceled. Neither will March Madness. Neither will the NBA. I don't think you should do that. Shouldn't be giving any information on where you go or anything. Right now we're on break, everybody, though. So, Duke able to up it a little bit here. Some crucial three-point shots they've got winning the past few minutes of this game to keep them right into it right now. Coming off the bench. This is what they needed. They turned to Justin Robinson. They've got 6 points off of him off the bench. Sure that he wasn't incorporated into the NC State Wolfpack's defensive game plan, but Justin Robinson barely played any minutes so far this season for Duke. Already perfect 2 for 2 from three-point range. 6 points from the floor. He is the leading scorer right now for the Duke Blue Devils. I cannot believe that. 5 points by Jordan Goldwire, 3 by Trey Jones, 2 by Vernon Carey, 2 by Cassius Stanley, and also 3 off the bench by Matthew Hurts. NFL Nation puts out, he thinks that the Crimson Tide will win the title. Maybe next year, bud. Maybe next year. I think they retain basically their entire starting lineup, basically, unless players go to the draft. That's unless Kyra Lewis, their leading scorer, goes to the draft for Alabama. But if he continues and plays for Alabama, that team is dangerous next year. Oklahoma State is a dangerous team next season because they get Cade Cunningham, a top 3 recruit in college basketball. And I was thinking about it today. St. Louis, they returned their entire starting 5 for next year, and 2 of those players are averaging a double-double this season. Jordan Goodwin and Hassan French, averaging like a double-double. And, man, I was taking a look. Yuri Collins, the point guard for St. Louis yesterday, he just shut down Fats Russell of Rhode Island. Wasn't even close, like, completely stopped down Fats Russell. That team's going to be dangerous next season. Vegas Vic's liking Dayton as a Final Four team. My only concern is just they haven't played anybody good in the conference, like no standout teams or anything. Like, people are going to say that, like, the game on Wednesday against Rhode Island's the biggest game in the conference. Well, I feel like, sadly, I'm a Rhode Island fan, but I have to say it. Rhode Island is overrated. The reason why they beat Alabama is because the matchup was there. They can beat teams that's in the tournament. If Rhode Island took on Marquette, they'd be able to beat them because Marquette has a pretty bad defense, and they only go through scoring by Marcus Howard. All you have to do, just to game plan it up, you have to shut down Fats Russell. And that's exactly what St. Louis did. That's exactly what Dayton did, and Dayton has so many pieces there. Duquesne and St. Louis, best Dayton NC State's putting out. No. That's not happening there either to that. But St. Louis is dangerous. I think if there's a team that could take on Dayton, that could give them a run for their money. They've lost 2 close games today. One at the 2 close games to them this season. One at the buzzer. I would go with the Billikens. So here we have it, back to action, 23-21. Spin move into the key jumper, rolls around the rim, and it goes in for 2. Duke has just tied it up here at 23. So we're back to action. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play. Hey, welcome in there, Peyton. Thanks so much for stopping by, bud. 23 even, 7:15 left to go. Wolfpack with the basketball, moves it over right wing perimeter, dribble drive, right baseline, puts it up, too high off the backboard, rebound by Duke. Duke with it as we approach the 7-minute mark. Moore takes it, passes left corner perimeter. Jones with the ball now. Swings it back out to the left wing, moves it back to the top of the key, and over to Goldwire. Goldwire with the basketball. Passes right corner perimeter. Hand off back over to Goldwire. Goldwire with the ball, 6:50 left to go on the clock. Floats it inside, low post, nobody there to cover. Duke hits it, back rim, but they get the offensive rebound. Look at that. Jamming it down, Justin Robinson, and Duke is on top now, 25-23. 8 points by who? The senior just coming out of nowhere. Justin Robinson is his name, and he has barely got any minutes so far this year. Coach K had to do something, and he just had a massive slam dunk that got the camera crazies going. Wolfpack with the basketball. Pass into the backdoor cut. We get a foul, though. before the shot, so it's going to stop the clock with 6:24. Bucket will not count. Yes, I do remember you, Peyton. Yeah, Dayton has already won their conference, and it looks like they're going to be finishing up A10 play at undefeated with their record. NC State with the basketball. Lob pass, low post, turnaround jumper, rolls around the rim, and it goes up and in for 2. Tied up here at 25. NC State, John put out, going to be winning in the NIT. They could very well be the #1 seed in the NIT. It all depends on who that seed is. Could be Utah State, could be Wichita. Probably it is going to be Rhode Island. Rhode Island will be the #1 seed, and I bet you they lose against Harvard in the first round. Harvard will be the 8. And I actually got to see Harvard play this year. They're not bad at all. Harvard is a good team. Despite the injuries this season, NC State off the steal, dribble drive, inside, soaring dunk right there. They put it up for 2 more by the Wolfpack. Duke with the ball, and they get fouled, taking it up the court. 5:39 left to go. 5:39 left to go in this one. Will the Olympics be canceled 100%? Probably not 100% there, Vaughn. It's a good chance they'll still be going on, but it's just a lot of concern about it, but we still got quite a while to go into the Olympics here. They have it at the top of the key. 2-point game, 5.5 left to go. Duke with the basketball. Big oof is the word. They move it around the perimeter. Trey Jones. Jones here, top of the key, dribble drive inside, right hand, too high off the glass, offensive rebound, puts it back outside, open 3. Up in the air, Duke takes it, no good off the mark, another offensive rebound, put it up, and wow, what a block. NC State by Funderburk with the block. Here goes the Wolfpack, pass, inside, and they bank it up and in off the backboard in transition. This team plays fast. 29-25, 5 minutes left to go, and the timeout taken by Coach K here for Duke. Yep, we can all tell that NC State is, in his opinion, a Final Four team for NC State here. Imagine if somebody just randomly sneaks through that like nobody had in their radar. That could very well happen. Like good old Loyola Chicago. So right now we're just on break. Good game here. We got 5 minutes left to go, and it's a good one between these two teams. Hey, welcome on to the channel here, Rowley Jefferson. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah, they lost to Kansas in overtime. Kansas is so much better, though. That's the thing. The only thing about Dayton there is the conference. I feel like the A10 hasn't progressed, like as much as like other conferences. That's the problem. Like I feel like this tournament's just gonna be wide open. 4:45 left to go in overtime. That ball just got tipped out of bounds, so it goes back to the Wolfpack. 4-point NC State lead. If you're new on the channel first timer, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play basketball and behind the arc basketball on YouTube. Wolfpack moves it over to the right wing perimeter now into the hands of Funderburk. Funderburk passes out now over to Bryce. Bryce passes to the top of the key. They take a 3. It is up, and NC State keeps on hitting triples just like they did against Duke, and there's no answer right now from this Duke defense. 32 points dropped on them with a final 4:20 left to go before halftime. Duke with the basketball now. Has it at the top of the key here to Goldwire. Goldwire dribbles to the right wing perimeter as a pick is set for him. Goldwire dribbling a lot, passes over to Carey. Carey, low post, puts it up, right hand, hits the rim short, no good. Rebound by the Wolfpack, and it's going to be a foul as well by Vernon Carey Jr. He picks up 1. Stops the clock with 4:08 left to go. So Carey, 2 points, struggling so far for the big man. 2 points, 0 for 2 in the low post so far. NC State with the ball now, moves it around the perimeter left wing. Devon Daniels passes, and it's going to be a timeout here on the court to stop the clock with 3:55 left to go off a kicked ball violation. So we got a TV timeout. Hey, welcome in here, Ohio State basketball. Thanks so much for stopping by here once again. I remember it was like, I think like 5 or 6 years ago, NC State wrecked my entire bracket. I think it was during the 2010s. I think they were the 11 seed during one of those tournaments, and they wrecked everybody's bracket basically. Hey, welcome in here, Marwan. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hello once again. Yeah, no duh, ACC is harder than the A10. You can take a look at the schools that are in that conference compared to A10 schools that don't really have like a big student population like a St. Bonaventure or Fordham. They're not big schools there in the conference. So right now we're just on break. We're going to get back into this game in a couple moments. For Duke, it all comes from the bench in this game. Justin Robinson, this has been a shocker. He leads the team in scoring with 8 points. Perfect 2 for 2 from behind the arc. They got to get carried going, though. The big man, 0 for 2 shooting. He's only got 2 points. Cassius Stanley, major struggle. He is 2 for 9 right now. 0 for 3 from behind the arc by Cassius Stanley with 4 points. That is it for the NC State Wolfpack. They are lighting it up. 57% for the floor. Lighting up Duke right now, just like they did during the last game at home. 9 points by Markel Johnson, 6 by C.J. Bryson, 6 by Devon Daniels, 6 by Funderburk, and that is a problem trying to defend the 3 ball. And once again, Duke they just have got in the wrong mindset. Once again here, it's just defensive struggles. Even at home right now, this is a problem. And it hasn't been like that. They beat Florida State. Alex putting out Kansas, Iowa, Dayton, and Gonzaga don't judge. He hopes Iowa and Kansas go to the championship March Madness. If Iowa makes it to the Sweet 16, will I shave my head? Yeah, I'll definitely get a haircut for sure, Alex. So I'm definitely going to get a haircut if Iowa goes to the Sweet 16. I'm due for one anyway. I can see it. I can see Iowa making the Sweet 16, though. I was taking it. It all depends on the matchup. That's the thing there. If they're in the bracket with teams that I feel like can choke, I'm gonna take Iowa over that group of teams, which I would feel comfortable on, with a couple of teams that I could name there that's higher seeds that I feel like they could choke. One of those being a Villanova. All depends on the 3 ball for Villanova. That's the thing. And they were Brick City against Providence. That was the problem. That they're the toughest team to gauge in the tournament for me. Depending how far they'll go, is Villanova. Yes, I'm in the same boat as Vegas Vic, since both of us are rooting for the slim chance that URI will make it into the tournament, even though yesterday they did not look like a tournament team. If I could tell you the 3 teams from the A10 that would be in the tournament, I would not name Rhode Island's name today. Based on how they played yesterday. I would tell you Dayton, Richmond, and St. Louis. We're back into this game. 7-point NC State lead. Takes a 3, hits the front rim, no good. Rebound, Goldwire bursts of speed here. They get numbers, transition. Goldwire lays it up and in for 2. It's back to 5 right now. That's the fast break transition you need right there for Duke to get into this one. Goldwire, perfect 3 for 3 from the floor. 3:15 left to go in the first half. Moves it over left corner. Open 3, and NC State getting cold. Missed back-to-back 3-point shots, that time by Devon Daniels. Duke with the basketball. Over into the hands of Carey. Carey inside, floats it up. He gets it and 1. Vernon Carey Jr. finds the magic right there. He hits a shot inside. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot 1. Yes, indeed. Matchup is everything in the tournament. That is for sure. The matchups are everything in the tournament. That shot is up and good. Oh, by the way, I forgot to name out Rutgers as being one of the last teams in the tournament as well. If NC State does win this game, they would probably take a spot away from Rutgers as well. Rutgers will be in jeopardy because I think they play Maryland. I think tomorrow they take on Maryland. And then they take on Purdue on Saturday. And that is for basically the tournament for Rutgers. Low post. NC State puts it up and they get fouled. So 2 shots going up at the free throw line. By the way, Rutgers is 1-8 in away games this season. However, at their home court, they're 17-1. So they're an interesting team. They've beaten Seton Hall for Rutgers on a neutral court. The thing is, they just can't win away games. The only away game they have won is against Nebraska. First shot here by Thunderberg at the free throw line. It is up. It is good for the Wolfpack. It's a 3-point lead. Ooh, who's my favorite basketball player of all time? I would have to go with Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce for the Boston Celtics. He was like one of my first players I ever grew up watching when I was smaller. And I got his jersey of him also. Second shot, no good by Thunderberg. Rebound by Duke here. Duke with the basketball. Moves it over right wing into the hands of Goldwire. Goldwire passes back out, top of the key. Back to the right corner. Ooh, almost launched it out of bounds. They get it, though, into the hands of Jones. Jones dribbles, free throw circle. Swings it back to the top here to Stanley. Cassius Stanley. Dribbles now, makes his move inside. Puts up the shot, and with a contact, it'll be a foul. It's going to stop the clock right now. Stanley was working on, bumped him. I think Stanley ran over Jericho Helms. So, yeah, that's an offensive foul by Duke, so the ball goes back to NC State. So, Stanley ran over Helms in the key, so NC State gets it back. Moves it over to the left wing into the hands of Bryce. Bryce passes out, free throw circle, floats it up, shot partially blocked by NC State, gets it. Passing over, free throw circle, passing. Left baseline, puts up the jumper, Bryce gets it, and he's fouled. Wolfpack will go to the free throw line, shoot the and one. So it's 35-30. No spoilers here in the chat, man. This stream is about 30 seconds behind because we stream off of a laptop. So no spoilers here on the chat. If you keep on doing that, we're going to have to remove you. Yeah, so Rutgers... Yeah, I was talking about the at-large, Alex. They would have to win the Big Ten tournament to feel really safe. The problem is they just can't win on the road. That's been the problem. That shot's good at the free throw line. Their only road victories against Nebraska. Do I hate Wuhan? I wouldn't say I hate Wuhan, Vaughn. 36-30. Duke will get the ball back in just a moment. Let's see. Oh, he did. Oh, he played for Kansas. Paul Pierce played for Kansas. (95-98). I'd like to see how that matchup would go for you, NC State, if it was NC State versus Dayton. 2:03 left remaining. Duke will get back to basketball coming up on the inbound in just a moment. Yep, big beef in the chat like the storage room at McDonald's. Classic. Yeah, Iowa close to have a 4 seed there. They're either 5 or 4 line, depending how everything pans out for Iowa. If they go far in the Big Ten tournament, then they have a chance to get a 4. They lost at the buzzer to Colorado in overtime. So that's what happened there. One shot at the buzzer. 36-30 to score. 1:45 left to go in the first half. Goldwire takes an open 3. It is up. Launches off the back iron. Offensive rebound. They get it, though. Duke with the basketball. Back in their way. Minute 40 left to go. Jumper. They put it up. And it's Drew for 2. That shot goes down by Matthew Hurt. Puts it to 4. Yes, I do plan on doing another game after this one for the doubleheader. Baylor is taking on Texas Tech. Texas Tech is one of the in the last grouping to be in the tournament right now. I think they're in the final 8 teams. They are completely dropped. So that's my next game right after this one. Join in progress. Baylor against Texas Tech. Left wing 3 off the mark by NC State. Going up for the rebound. It's going to be a foul by Matthew Hurt of Duke. Alright, so it's a 4-point game, 1:14 left to go. Hurt now taking a seat on the bench for the Blue Devils. Free throws coming up now by the Wolfpack at the line. First shot's up, and the 1-1 bonus, no good. Rebound Duke. Yes, I am a Celtics fan, by the way, Hawkeye fan. So I am a Celtics fan. I streamed that was an incredible NBA game I did on Saturday. Could not believe that. That was like just an insane game against the Rockets. What a matchup between those two. Duke went inside to get fouled with a 4-point game, 58 seconds left remaining. So Duke will go to the free throw line now. Shoot 2 shots with Vernon Carey. Hey, welcome on the channel here, Reverend Swagger. Thanks so much for stopping by right now. First shot by Carey, it's up and it's through at the free throw line, 3-point game. Yep, I heard that the stock of Corona has gone down because people are just, unfortunately, they think that Corona has something to do with the coronavirus. Reverend Swagger wants to bring it on since he puts out he has the limes. Roll out the red carpet for Tom in free agency. Still think he's going to go to the Patriots. Still sick of what all the sports talk stations talk about every single day when I drive home listening to the radio. It is constantly Tom, Tom. Where is he going? Where is he going? Tom to the Buccaneers. Tom to the Raiders. Tom to the Lions. Will Matt Stafford be a great fit to get for $12 million for the Patriots? Oh, never mind. Tom's going to go to the Colts. Oh, no, Tom will play for Tennessee and Mike Vrabel. That's the closest fit, right? Yeah, it's Tom all day. Oh, Tom sold his house here. He's gonna be living out in Connecticut now, closer to New York. How about the Giants? So 59 seconds left to go. Second shot here at the free throw line by Duke, coming up by Carey, and it's up and through. It's a 2-point game. So you get back into this one. Only 34% from the floor by Duke. They've picked it up, though, shooting-wise. But Jordan Goldwire's had a pretty good game here getting involved. It's just Cassius Stanley's had a bunch of bricks for Duke. That's been the problem. NC State inside to keep. Ball tipped around, and that's a steal by Duke. Here they go. Stanley, one man to beat. Dribble drive inside. Floats it up and in. This game is tied up at 36. That's what Stanley needed off the fast break. 30 seconds left to go before halftime. NC State now with the basketball. 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock right now. Cameron Crazy's going crazy, bouncing up and down. Wolfpack move it left wing. Into the hands now of Pat Andre. Passes over left corner, shot fake to Helms. Helms takes a deep 2 off the mark, no good. Tipped around, rebound by Duke. Duke pushing up the court, 8 seconds left to go. They've got numbers. Stanley into the key, floats it up. No good, but he gets contacted. And a foul. And Duke should be going to the free throw line. I think Cassius Stanley should be shooting 2 here with 4 seconds left to go. Yep. Every single day when I come home driving from work, when I listen to sports talk, it's always Tom this, Tom that. And it's like a new team like every single day. I could not believe it when I was driving home on Friday and they said Tom going to the Buccaneers. Like imagine if that happens. They had a whole segment about Tom if he would play for Tampa Bay. First shot's up, first shot's good by Cassius Stanley of Duke. 4 seconds left to go. Duke shooting their second one at the free throw line, and this one is good. They're up by 2 here. NC State will inbound. Right before halftime, 2 seconds left to go. Passing left wing 3 at the horn, it's up, and it rolls out. That one no good. 2 strung off the backboard, and we end. Right now, the first half in this one, 38-36 is the score. Duke riding the momentum right now as they lead up by 2 at halftime. That could have been a whole lot worse, but they're going on full momentum here as we got a 15-minute break. As right now we're into halftime. How about this? This player saved Duke in the first half of this game. Going out to the bench player, it would happen to be this player, Justin Robinson for the Duke Blue Devils, number 50. He's a senior from San Antonio, Texas. Justin Robinson, he's got 8 points so far. He's barely played this season, barely got any minutes. He's got 8 points so far in this game as he is a perfect 3 for 3 from the floor, 2 for 2 from downtown. Yeah, no way Tom will be playing any time in the XFL. I heard Landry Jones, though, over the weekend. He had just a terrible XFL performance. What about the 2028 virus? That's a long way down the road here. It's a long way down. The Captain Morgan virus. Classic names. Who do I have going on the draft list from Iowa, AJ Espensa or Tristan Wirfs. I heard that AJ Espensa is really good. So I heard about that. I don't know like a lot like about like college football as far as like who is coming out to be really like going to be drafted, but I heard that he could be a first round draft pick for AJ Espensa from Iowa. The Bud Light virus will happen in 2028, Von puts here. Yeah, Duke going in, riding that momentum. What Dave here needs. He is excited. 6T GGFG plays. My man on the channel right now, but they are riding the momentum. Play-by-play football, baseball, more liking that is they ride the momentum to halftime as they're up by 2 here at home. We got ourselves a good game so far. After this, feel free to join me back. I'll be back later tonight for a doubleheader. My next game after, I'll join in progress. Texas Tech versus Baylor. Texas Tech it's kind of just like the realization's kind of just hit. Texas Tech has gone from being like inside the bracket to like barely in right now for Texas Tech. They have slid back from being like a number 7 seed the past couple weeks to now like a number 10 or number 11 in some of the brackets for the Red Raiders. So that's a problem there. Massive game at Baylor if they want to keep their standing in the tournament for Texas Tech. Got to win against the number 4 team in the nation, and Baylor just had a terrible faceplant against TCU. They were up at halftime and then completely dropped in the second half and lost by 3 against TCU out of all teams. And the Sam Adams virus. Yep, might as well have one called the Heineken virus too. Yep, he knows. Looks like it's gonna be an L for NC State if that keeps up here. Duke's getting better and better throughout this game. Even though NC State's been able to light it up from 50% from the floor, Duke during the second portion of that second half, they're able to take full control of that and go on a run to get up at halftime. And also the big problem here is the rebounds. I'm taking a look at it right now. Duke is just murdering NC State on the boards at this moment. 26-14. They're crushing them on the boards in the first half. Yeah, feel free, guys. Join the Bracket Challenge. My man, I Don't Know Anymore, put out the link of the Bracket Challenge group, so take a look at that. I just signed up the other day, yesterday, in the morning for the Bracket Challenge group, so glad to do it with you guys and everybody, and we'll have a nice, good group going on for the ESPN Bracket Challenge Tournament group this time around. Jack's big problem, the Budweiser flu. Yep. That one's going to be a tough one to get rid of. That's for sure. Might as well have the Coors Light flu as well coming to town. So this is the only college basketball game as far as top 25 today. Let's see here. Leading scores at halftime. Taking a look at this. 7 points by Jordan Goldwire off the bench. 7 by Vernon Carey Jr. Those are the number tied for second. Those two players. The player that's actually leading the scoring, though, for Duke. This is interesting. It's Justin Robinson with 8 points so far. He's a perfect 3 for 3 from the floor for NC State. 9 points by C.J. Bryce and Markel Johnson. Markel Johnson was the one who did a lot of damage during the last game. So he was the one who scored 28, and then Daniel scored 25. He's got 6 right now at the half. Yep, or the chat virus. Oh, cool. So Ryan will shout out on the Discord. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate it. Or the virus that was spread by Martin Garrix. You guys ever heard of the song called Virus? It has a sick beat to it. It's awesome. It's got such a dope drop to it. It's a song called Virus by Martin Garrix. And when I first heard it, I think it was back in 2015 when I was a freshman in college. It was incredible when I heard it. It's such a dope drop. Let's see what we got going on tonight. NBA here. 2 minutes left to go before halftime. Utah Jazz lead the Cavs 52-49. Knicks lead the Rockets by 19. 60-41. That's a shocker that the small ball is just not working out tonight here. Knicks just scored, so they're up by 21. The Vegas VIX virus. Yep. Triple V. At 5, I just saw that as well. At 5'2", I could be a Big Ten offensive lineman, just put on that 200 pounds. Let's see. 2016 Summer Olympics have the Zika. Yeah, they did. In Brazil. I remember there's concerns about Zika 2020 here. Coronavirus 2024 Summer Olympics. The Heineken virus in 2028 we'll have the Bud Light virus. The Triple V. Classic Martin Garrix from, it had to be 2015 or 2014 when that probably dropped, because when I first heard about it, it was like, I think January, maybe December 2014 or January 2015, but those were the days. Those were the good old Edge drumline days back in the day there with me and John and the rest of the people. Yes, you can join the bracket, play-by-play football, baseball, more. Just, click on the link here if we do have the link, or just scroll up and there's the link in the chat. Just click on it and then you should be able to enter it. And all you need to do, I think, is just create an ESPN account with email. Yep, freshman in college, back in the day when they had that song, Martin Garrix, the song title Virus. Yep, believing and achieving. Welcome back here on the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Duke got to tighten up indeed here. They just got to be in sync defensively. They're offensively, it was a struggle too. They started out 1 for 13. It's just defensively they haven't been in sync. Like against Clemson, against NC State the first time. Against Wake Forest was major difficulties too. But if they can get just, because I'm shocked that they weren't able to come out on fire here at home. That's the thing. I know they've struggled on the road, but I thought that they'd be able to have this one like right from the get-go at home. Where I've seen them at home. They crushed Notre Dame. They've crushed Miami. They didn't have a bad defense when they took on Boston College either. It's just they couldn't score against BC. And just today it's just a struggle when it comes to defense in this one. It's just a lot of dribble drives into the lane with left-handed layups, especially by Markel Johnson of NC State. He's got 9 points so far. So 2014, released in October. Not sure when we first heard it. I think it was like late December of 2014, either late December or January of 2014, probably. Modelo virus will start in Mexico. Captain Morgan's virus will start in North Carolina. Vegas VIX will put John Bon Jovi living on a prayer if he catches it. Yes, it looks like the epicenter was Wuhan there, Vaughn. Which I don't even know how in the world it started. So right now we're just on break. I'm going to see if there's any like college basketball scores or any games actually going on today. As far as like D1 games, like anything good or nothing really. There's a game delayed. It's Maryland Eastern Shore versus Howard. That game is delayed, but both of those teams have a combined 7 wins and 53 losses. Yeah, so Maryland Eastern Shore has a record of 5-24. Howard has a record of 3-27. So yeah, good old 7-53 combined there between the two. Yeah, there's not really any big games besides Texas Tech Baylor, the next one I'm going to cover. There's a lot of SWAC games tonight, a lot of MEAC conference games here, and that's basically it. Nobody else plays on today on Monday basketball, I guess. Because everybody plays on Tuesdays nowadays. Hey, welcome in here, Triet. Thanks so much for stopping by, man. The Miller Lite virus will start in New York. I don't know anymore. Put in here. Yep, we got the link out here for you guys. So if anybody would like to join the ESPN Bracket Challenge, my man, I don't know anymore. Put that in the channel down in the chat. So feel free if you like to become and join the group. Feel free to do so. If you heard about it for the first time, I know it was play-by-play football, baseball, more. Just asked like 2 or 3 minutes ago about it. Jack is at home here with 5 women watching The Bachelor. Jeez. Lucky guy for you, man. Lucky to be surrounded by 5 women, that is for sure. I think a lot of us would like to be surrounded by a lot of lucky women as well. So currently we're just on break in this game. Wow, oh, that's a women's game going on tonight. I just saw a score update. UConn college basketball for women is crushing South Florida 53-14. 53-14, the UConn women's team is leading. So I guess that game's over on ESPN2, I think. There's like no other college basketball games tonight. It's kind of like flat tonight. There's NBA games. I'll update with the NBA right now. Miami Heat leading the Milwaukee Bucks by 25-24 is the score in that one. Atlanta Hawks up against the Memphis Grizzlies 21-19. Yeah, I think we have enough of the viruses in here. Yeah, I think enough of the viruses, guys. Let's get back to basketball now. Portland Trailblazers lead at halftime 69-58. The score, CJ McCollum, 23 points at the half for Portland. My shocker here is looking at this one. R.J. Barrett with 17, former Duke player from last year. As the New York Knicks lead the Houston Rockets 67-54 right now with 2 minutes left to go before halftime. And that one's a shocker since Houston was able to take the Celtics and win in overtime back on Saturday night. Utah Jazz leading the Cavs at halftime 59-51. Bojan Bogdanovic, he's got 16 for Utah, 14 by Kevin Love. Alright, so right now we're gonna be on halftime. We'll get back in here in a little bit. Yeah, I think we're all set with the viruses here, guys, tonight. It just prayers out there, which hopefully everybody who is a part of this channel will be safe and doesn't catch it. Vaughn putting out he is not going to Wuhan anymore. Well, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Yeah, my next door neighbor was supposed to go away to Italy like in a couple months, and then he had to cancel his trip. And he always goes out to Italy like 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes like a full month or so, like out of the year. And he was supposed to go like I think around May to Italy because he has like family and relatives out in Italy, and unfortunately for him, he can't see his family and relatives because the virus has hit Italy. A lot of study abroad too. Like, I know there's, like, a lot of people in college who study abroad, and they had to get sent back home, and, some of the people studying out for the semester, I guess they, just will keep on being there, I guess, for some of the people. Alright, so we're going to get back into this game in a few minutes from now. Duke coming on a little bit of momentum to end that half here. They've been able to shoot the ball better during the last like 5 minutes or so in the first half for Duke as we're at halftime, getting ready for half number 2 just in a matter of moments. Before we start out the second half, if you're new to the channel first timer, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play basketball on Behind Your Arc Basketball on YouTube. See what happens here in this one in the second half at Cameron Indoor. Let me know down in the chat below who you're rooting for in this game. If you like the Blue Devils of Duke in this one, feel free to let me know. Put Duke down in the chat. If you like NC State, put down NC State down here in the chat below. Looks like after what happened earlier, though, looks like the majority of the chat here is going for Duke in this one. I will most likely guess that for this one. Let's see, scoreboard updates. Miami up against Milwaukee now, 31-26. Thanks so much for the update, man. With that, Miami just trying to get back on the right track here as they've dropped like past couple of games or so for the Heat. I think they're playing against the Pelicans on Friday night. I think that's probably going to be the Friday one I cover for the ESPN this week because there's nothing really for college. And I think BKC, he was in the Miami Heat stream. I think BKC is a Miami Heat fan, and he's the one who came back to the Providence one. Hey, welcome on the channel, Colt. Thanks so much for stopping by here as we get ready for the second half. NC State puts up the shot, 12 seconds in. They put it up, and it goes through by Jericho Helms, and it ties it up 38. Hey, thanks so much, my man John, for stopping by here. He puts out he'll be back later, man. I appreciate it, bud. Feel free anytime. Stop on by. Duke with the basketball. Top of the key. They hand it off now to Goldwire. Goldwire dribbles towards the right wing. Goldwire dribble drive inside. Passes over. Now to Stanley. Stanley moves it back outside to Jones. Jones with the basketball. Floater off the backboard. No good. Too strong. Rebound Wolfpack. NC State's got the basketball now. Past half court into the hands of Johnson. Markel Johnson dribbles now. Inside, puts it back to the left wing, but Jones leaps out in front, intercepts it. Here we go, 3-on-2 fast break for Duke. Goldwire, nice pass and feed inside. Matthew Hurt lays it up and in for 2, and Duke on top now by 2. 40-38 to score. Through the first minute so far, NC State passes, free throw circle. Top of the key now into the hands of Funderburg. Swings it back out to the left corner here to Helms. Helms with the basketball for the Wolfpack. Passes inside, we get a foul by Duke in the low post. And NC State will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. Will I get a tattoo if Iowa wins March Madness? No. I will not get a tattoo there. Devon Daniels moves it over. They're going to say actually it's before the shot. So NC State with the basketball right back in the inbound. Floats it up and Daniels hits it for 2. This game's tied up at 40. 40-40 now, 18.5 left to go. Duke with the basketball, got it top of the key. Jones moves it over left wing into the hands of Goldwire. Let's stop with that, or I'm going to have to take away the blue wrench for you. So, let's stop with that, man. Manny Bates checking out of the game right now. He picks up his 3rd foul. Duke will inbound it. They got it at the left wing with Stanley. Stanley dribbles into the key. Turnaround jumper. This one off the back iron. No good. Rebounds by NC State. NC State with the ball. Moves it inside. Low post. It gets blocked by Duke, but it's going to be a blocking foul. And it looks like Daniels will go to the free throw line for the Wolfpack. Shoot 2. 18:07 left to go in the second half. Devon Daniels, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 5 for 9 from the floor, shooting 2 now at the free throw line. First shot by the Wolfpack by Devon Daniels. It's up, no good, hits the front rim. Hey, welcome in, Didi. Thanks so much for stopping by here. I appreciate it. Second shot rolled around. No good. Offensive rebound. NC State can't put it up. Too strong off the backboard. Rebound Duke. Duke now with the ball. Passes inside. Carey. Low post. Puts it up. And it's through. 2 more. 42-40 to score. 17:50 left to go. Carey now with 9. 6 boards. They have it at the right wing perimeter. Yep. Make sure, guys. Work together here. Don't be bitter towards each other. Work together, guys. They have it at the left elbow. Moves it over now to Johnson. Johnson takes a 3 off the back iron. No good. Rebound Duke. We're all as a team here on the channel. I want to find a great group of people. Burst of speed. Inside. Trey Jones leads it up and in for 2 more by Duke. They lead by 4. Jones now. 5 points. Starting to get it together. Jumper here by NC State. No good. Tried to get the tip. That one, they get the tip in, though. That one's good. 44-42. Jack will get a tattoo if Tennessee wins the tournament. They're going to have to win 2 tournaments. So they'll have to win the SEC tournament to make it into the NCAAs. Vegas Vix will shave his head off if Tennessee wins the tournament. 17 minutes left to go in this one. 2-point lead here by Duke. NC State with the basketball. They got it now top of the key for the Wolfpack. Moves it over to the left wing perimeter. NC State has it. It's Bryce who moves it over now. Baseline dribble, left baseline, low post here for NC State. Moves it back out to the top of the key into the hands of Thunderberg. Pass it over right wing to Bryce. Bryce, lob to the free throw circle. Pass inside. Oh, nice job. Backdoor cut. Couldn't finish to the hole, but they get fouled. And 2 shots coming up at the free throw line now by the Wolfpack. 44-41, 16:40 left to go. Hey, welcome into your Little Minnow Sports. Thanks so much, bud, for stopping by here once again. I appreciate my man. First shot coming up at the line. This is a good one today. 44-43 as NC State hits the first one with Thunderberg. He's got 10 points. Second shot here at the line by Thunderberg. Coming up. 16:40 left to go. He drills both of them. It's a tie game. Duke with the ball right back into the hands of Moore. Passes over to Trey Jones. Jones dribbles past the half-court logo. Jones lobs it now, right wing perimeter. Moves it over to the left wing into the hands of Delorier. Delorier with the basketball, passes back out top of the key here to Stanley. Now over to Goldwire. Goldwire has it. Joel drive inside, passes down with back and missed the mark to Stanley, goes out of bounds. Goldwire and Stanley could not hitch up there, and it goes back to the Wolfpack, tied up at 44. Hey, welcome in here, Jason. Thanks so much for stopping by, my man. I appreciate it. That is turnover 11 right now, this game by Duke. Yes, I use OBS to do my streams, Little Minnow Sports. NC State with the ball. They move it over now to the right wing into the hands of Beverly. Beverly passes right baseline. Back outside. Johnson swings it back out around the perimeter. Bounce pass. Oh, nice passing movement. Helms takes the jumper. He's got it. Left elbow. Drills it down for 2. 2-point Wolfpack lead. 15:50 left to go. Jericho Helms with 7 points. Duke now with the basketball. Dribbles past the half-court logo. If you're a first-timer on the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play basketball and Behind the Arc basketball on YouTube. Inside. Duke missed it. Too strong off the backboard. No good, and NC State chases the rebound. Ball gets poked out of bounds. Last touch, though, by NC State by Markel Johnson. Tried to get the basketball as Duke was trying to battle for it, too. Johnson pushed it out of bounds. Duke will get it back in a 2-point lead here by the Wolfpack. Vegas Vix wants a tattoo that says the URI Rams. You can get a nice Fats Russell tattoo. So right now we're just on break. We'll get back in here in just a couple moments, everybody, into this game right now. Good one so far. 46-44 here at Cameron Indoor. But Duke's shooting percentage going up now to 39%. He started out really cold at 18%. It was at 36% at the half, but the number's been risen here for Duke. Leading scorer, though, they've yet to have anybody with double-digit points. Good to see, though. It's encouraging for Duke to get bench production. That's the thing. 7 points by Goldwire. 7 by Matthew Hurt. He started tonight from the bench. 8 points by Justin Robinson. That's been huge for Duke. Remember those 8 points by him coming off in the first half. And 4 points by Wendell Moore Jr. So that's a total now of... That would be 26 bench points by Duke. That is much, much better than how they played against Wake Forest, where they only had 8 bench points total in the loss against Wake Forest in double OT. In the starting lineup, Vernon Carey Jr., 9 points. Trey Jones with 5 points. 2 assists, 3 steals so far today by Trey Jones. 4 points by Cassius Stanley. Javin DeLaurier, though, and Joey Baker have yet to score in this game, but they were in the starting lineup today for this one. For NC State, leading the way in scoring, 2 players with double-digit points. DJ Thunderberg with 11 and 10 points by Devon Daniels. Oh, cool. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it, Little Man No Sports. Alright, so right now we're just on break. We'll get into this game a couple moments again from now. 15:35 left to go in the second half. Wolfpack are up by 2. One of the things is, in this game, Duke has been doing well as the free throws. Duke perfect 8 for 8 at the free throw line. This game might be but coming down between free throws where Duke has been able to hit all of them. NC State is 7 for 12 at the free throw line, 53%, and that is killing them right now in this game. That they have a 2-point lead. This could go down to any point possible in tonight's matchup. And also the big thing, offensive rebounds. Duke leads that way as well. 10-3 in the offensive boards. Rebounding total, Duke a +9, 28-19. They lead the rebounding category. Oh, wow, that's a throwback there, Vaughn putting out. He plays The Nights by Avicii in school every day. That is a classic throwback. What a song. Nice throwback back to the day. Alright, let's go back to action here. Alright, so Duke with the basketball. Moves it around top of the key. Hand off to Trey Jones. Jones now with the ball for Duke. Dribbles at the free throw circle. Swings it back out to Goldwire. Goldwire dribbles to the right wing. Looking to pass it back here. 12 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Does. They have it at the right wing. Back over to the handoff to Goldwire. Goldwire passes top of the key. Shot fake. Moves it now. Swings it to the left corner. 3-ball in the air. Stanley off the mark. No good. They try to get the putback. Couldn't. Ball rattled around. Last touched out of bounds by the Wolfpack. And Duke will have the ball back with 15 minutes remaining. Yes, I do plan on streaming tomorrow. I think probably a doubleheader tomorrow. If everything goes well. I think, yeah, Kentucky versus Tennessee is the second one. So I do plan on doing Kentucky, Tennessee. Oh, the first one's Michigan State versus Penn State tomorrow. So I do plan on streaming tomorrow, DD. Duke dribble drive to the rim, and that's going to be a blocking foul by NC State, so Duke will shoot 2. So Trey Jones coming up at the free throw line. 2 shots coming up for Duke. They are perfect 8 for 8 right now at the line tonight. First shot's up. First shot's good. Puts it to a 1-point game. 46-45. Feel free, guys. Join out the tournament challenge group as well. That the link is on here for you guys that I don't know anymore. Posted on the chat. Check that out. I joined it back on Sunday morning. It's where you're able to compete for March Madness brackets and just fill out your bracket. We'll do it for fun over on the channel for the tournament. Second shot good by Jones. They're perfect 10 for 10 at the line by Duke as a team. Tie game 46 even. 14-40 left to go remaining. Wolfpack with the ball. Dribble drive inside. Duke gets the steal. Here they go. Fast break numbers. 3-on-2 transition and pass right up ahead of the pack. Ball tipped, deflected out of bounds. And it stops the clock with 14:35. Do I have a tattoo? I do not have a tattoo, Vaughn. So I do not have a tattoo. Duke will inbound it. Checking out of the game here, number 0, DJ Funderburk for the NC State Wolfpack. So let's see if Duke can take advantage of that. Duke with the basketball, right elbow. They got to pass it back. They do. Goldwire moves it to the right wing. Passes out now to Jones. Jones with the basketball for Duke. 14-20 left to go remaining in this game. Trey Jones moves it back to Goldwire. Goldwire pushes it back over to Jones. 3-ball in the air. Trey Jones, he's got it. Money on the triple by Trey Jones. Duke by 3. So we approach 14 minutes left to go. Yeah, my beard grew quick, Jack. It felt like it was just the other day that I shaved my beard. 3-ball missed by NC State. Look at this. Threes are reversing in the other direction now at home on the court at Cameron Indoor. Duke now with the ball. Goldwire passes. Left baseline. Low post back in their way. Puts it up. Wendell Moore hits it home for 2. This, I feel like, is where Duke is able to take over. 51-46. 7-minute run in the last 2:19. Timeout on the clock. Yeah, I'm not a really big fan of them either. Ma myself. So currently we're just on break. If you guys are a first timer here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play of basketball. As we are on Behind New York Basketball on YouTube, I call play-by-play of college basketball games, NBA, the March Madness tournament on the channel. Big thank you all for joining me here tonight on the stream. Well, there we go. Duke is dropping down the triple in this type of game, and now it's on a momentum path here for Duke. 7-zip run that they are out on. 13:39 left remaining in the second half. 10 points. Trey Jones leads it off a big three-point shot. He is 2 for 3 from behind the arc by Trey Jones. He's got 3 steals as well. He only has 2 assists, but Trey Jones with 3 steals in this game, as he is, I think, top 5 in the conference in steals per game this season. 9 points by Vernon Carey alongside 6 rebounds. Carey this season has been an absolute double beast. He's got 14 of those this year for Duke. But the biggest thing tonight has been the bench production. It's been huge for Duke here. Justin Robinson, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Like, Robinson has barely played any minutes this season for Duke. He comes in here and he grabs in 4 rebounds and 8 points. It's been major helper there for the Duke Blue Devils. 6 points by Wendell Moore off the bench. 7 by Matthew Hurt and Jordan Goldwire. Alex putting out Cubs have a doubleheader. First game was against Joe Madden. Now they play the A's. You know, it's weird. Wow, interesting. So they got a lot of night games for spring training, which is odd because I know the Red Sox play like basically all their games for Grapefruit League during the day, but I know like a lot of teams play towards like night. Justin Robinson. He got significant minutes against Wake Forest. 15 minutes against Wake Forest. Other than that, he's only been averaging 4.8 minutes per game. That is it. Below 5 minutes per game. Justin Robinson. And he just hit his season high for Justin Robinson. Probably... Yeah, actually not his career high. He scored 13 last season with Stetson. So Duke played against Stetson last year. He scored 13 against them. So right now we're just on a TV timeout, everybody. We're going to get right back here to action. Joe Madden is an MLB manager. He used to be the manager of the Cubs. See, is that the Angels? Yep, he's the new LA Angels manager. So Joe Madden won the World Series. He was the manager for the Chicago Cubs back in when they won the World Series in 2016. Now he's the new manager for the LA Angels. Welcome to the channel, GJ. Thanks so much for stopping by here, finding my channel. I appreciate it. I call play-by-play of college basketball, March Madness tournament, and the NBA on the channel as we're back to action. NC State takes a 3 left corner. Oh, they drill it. Right after the timeout with 13.5 left to go. A massive 3 from the left corner puts it to a 2-point game. Duke with the ball now at the right wing. Into the hands of Wendell Moore. Swings it back over to Jones. Jones at the right wing of the perimeter. Moves it out now left corner into the hands of Stanley. Stanley with the basketball for Duke as we approach the 13-minute mark left to go. Passes to the top here. Robinson into the game. Passes over to Goldwire. Takes a 3 off the back iron. Rebound though. Over to Stanley. Stanley dribble drive. Puts it up with a contact. No foul. Gets the tip in though. Duke for 2 more. 53-49 in the good one so far. 12:45 remaining. 14 offensive boards tonight by Duke compared to only 3 by NC State, and that's been the problem here for NC State tonight. They just cannot box out. They can take threes, though. They missed that one off from the right wing. They get the offensive rebound, though. They kicked it back outside, get stolen by Duke. Here goes Duke. Numbers. Transition. Going in there. Lays it up and in. Jordan Goldwire for 2 in transition with a layup. Here goes the Cameron Crazies bouncing up and down. Duke in charge of an 11-3 run in the last 3:40. NC State with the basketball. They got the right elbow. Oh, they almost turned it over again, but a reach and fall committed by Duke. This one is getting good. He used to be the manager of the Angels, then went to the Rays, and then to the Cubs where he won the 2016 World Series, and now he goes back. to the Angels for Joe Madden. 55-49, 12-10 left to go. 5 assists today by Jordan Goldwire, having himself a great game with 9 points, 4 rebounds also. NC State gets the inbound. We get a quick foul committed by Duke. It's going to be a foul number 5 assessed to Duke. I think it's going to be on Vernon Carey Jr., who they assessed it on. So Duke with 5 fouls, NC State with 2. In the second half, NC State with the basketball. We approach the 12-minute mark remaining. Wolfpack passing over to the left corner perimeter. Lobs it to the left baseline, swings it back outside, almost lost control of it, but they put it back to the top of the key here to Jericho Helms. Helms with the basketball. Over now to Daniels. Daniels takes the jumper. This one's up. No good as it floated, hit the back iron, ball tipped out of bounds. The refs are going to say, I think it's last touch by Duke out of bounds. We'll see what the final call is. We got 2 on the shot clock right now. Yeah, so it's out of bounds by Duke. Looks like it's going to be NC State basketball. 2 on the shot clock, 11:52 left to go. Hey, welcome to the channel here, Green Beans. Thanks so much for stopping by right now. So currently we're just on TV timeout in this one. Duke leading this game by 6 as we go to TV timeout with 11:55 left remaining. Trey Jones leading this team now for Duke with 10 points. Vernon Carey Jr., the big man, 9 points for Vernon Carey in this game. Hasn't shot the ball all that well, same as Stanley, but they are right now trying to grind it out for this Duke Blue Devils team, going up against NC State, just trying to take the 3 ball as much as possible, and that number just keeps on falling. 4 for 14 from behind the arc as they're led by DJ Funderburk with 11, 10 points by Devon Daniels. So, welcome on the channel here, Green Beans. Classic name here. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hey, welcome in, Raptor 2.0. What did he miss? Not really that much. Duke was down early on, and they didn't really have, like, much rhythm going on. NC State was shooting, like, the heck out of the basketball early on in this one. But Duke has climbed back. They were up by 2 at halftime, and then it's been back and forth, but Duke using a run, 11-3. As they have been on that run right now for about 3.5 minutes. As we're currently just on break. We're going to get back to action in just a matter of moments. Play-by-play football, baseball, and more. Putting out his teams here on the channel. Louisville, Duke, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Michigan. He is a fan of all those teams. Yeah, if you guys like what I do, I call play-by-play for basketball, NBA, the March Madness tournament. Make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you really enjoy what I do here as well. Calling play-by-play sports action, the channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the way, tonight. Let's be respectful to each other, everybody here on the channel. Let's see, Utah Jazz leading the Cleveland Cavaliers 76-67 in the NBA right now. We get a couple other NBA games. I'm shocked at the Rockets. Rockets are trailing by 14 against the Knicks, 79-65 is the score. 9 minutes left to go in that game. Trailblazers lead the Magic. Good game so far between them. 4.5 left to go in the third quarter, 82-78. Alright, we're back to action here. In this one, Duke, dribble drive. Inside, they float up for 2. They're up by 12 now. 57-49. NC State with the basketball. They got it the right wing perimeter. Passing back now to the top. I can see where all that is going right now. They have it right corner, right baseline. Low post now to Funderburk. Funderburk swings it back out top of the key over to Johnson. Moves it over to the left wing. Hey, thanks so much here, GJ. I appreciate it here. He is at work, can't watch the game. Big Duke fan. I appreciate it here for stopping by on the channel. NC State misses the shot. Duke over the top, and they are taking advantage of it right there. Alley-oop jam. Cassius Stanley feeding Carey, and Carey Tears it up right there with a two-handed slam. 15-3 run by Duke in the last 5 minutes. NC State's going to take a timeout. 10:57 left to go on the clock here in this one. Hey, welcome in my man Alex. Thanks so much, brother, for stopping by. I appreciate it here from the DMV Sportsnet. If you guys are a first-timer here and new to the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the sub here. I call play-by-play basketball on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Interesting here. Raptor putting out, he wonders if Duke would get more seats at Cameron to get more money. They're full for every game. I wonder, that's a good question, like, if they're gonna do, like, any, like, future, like, renovations or anything, because they just always sell on tickets. And the tickets aren't cheap either. I remember last year for when Zion was playing, those tickets were selling out at, like, $2,500 for, like, the lowest tickets for the game. Looks like every single seat in the house is taken right now. As we are back to action, 10-point Duke lead. NC State takes the three. It is up. They got it. Right wing knocks it down by CJ Bryce. Puts it back to 7. 59-52 is the score. Duke now with the basketball. They dribble past the half-court logo. 10.5 left remaining. Bounce pass to the right wing into the hands of Trey Jones. Jones now swings it over to Goldwire. Goldwire, left wing, back to the right wing now. Stanley with the basketball. Dribbles. Right baseline. Gets stripped of the ball into the lane. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds by NC State. With 10:23 left to go on the clock. Jack putting out here those 5 girls. They're watching The Bachelor and screaming more than he did during the Super Bowl. Oh, man. First shot's up. First shot's good by Duke at the free throw line. 8-point game. Does Minji Lee sound Korean? Yes, that does sound Korean, Vaughn. Yes, feel free to let me know the story, Alex. Second shot by Duke. As they got fouled, they go to the line and they hit it. 9-point Duke lead, Wolfpack. With the basketball, Markel Johnson moves it over now to the left wing. NC State passes over to Johnson. Johnson takes the three, contested off the mark to get the offensive rebound. Puts it up, it gets blocked. Duke here with numbers in the fast break. They're going to set it up top of the key. Lob over the top. Oh, goodness. Cassius Stanley punching out on the home right there with alley-oop for 2. Largest lead here by the Blue Devils tonight. 63-52. 9:50 left to go. NC State inside, another block by Duke, and it goes out of bounds. This is massive here. Cassius Stanley taking it over. Punches it home on a one-handed slam off the alley-oop pass by Goldwire, and then blocks it in transition going the other way. 63-52. NC State inbounds. Pass over to the right corner. They're moving out to the top. Oh, wow. Reverend Swagger actually sat there before. Puts out, you can't fit more people in there. Last seats that have rafters blocking the opposite basket. Sat there before. Yeah, I'm looking at everything right now. It is packed. They're packed like sardines in there. NC State puts it up, and it's through for 2, and they get fouled, so they're going to go to the free throw line, shoot 1. 9:30 left to go. Hey, welcome in, Landon here. Yes, I do plan on doing the Baylor game later tonight, Landon. Let's see, Alex putting out earlier today, he was in class. He asked his classmate what the password was. He yelled the P word, which he's not going to say. Classic. Second shot. That one's no good at the free throw line by NC State. Gets rebound by Duke. Duke with the basketball here. Dribbles past the half-court logo. Trey Jones, he's got it at the top of the key. Jones dribbles towards the left wing. 9:15 left to go. Bounce pass over to Stanley. Stanley with a couple major plays past few minutes or so. Stanley. Entry pass here over to Carey. Carey back in his way. Low post for Duke. Puts it up, and Vernon Carey gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line, shoot 2. 9:08 left remaining. 2 shots here. Free throws by Vernon Carey at Duke. Hey, welcome on the channel. I'm John Smith. Thanks so much for finding my channel. I appreciate it, my man. And thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah, NC State is just completely blew this game right now. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you enjoy what I do, as well as I call play-by-play of basketball action here, college, NBA, March Madness on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. First shot, no good by Vernon Carey Jr., though, at the free throw line. I'm going to be coming back with the next game. Feel free to join me back after this one for Texas Tech versus Baylor. I'll be live for that game as well. Texas Tech on the bubble, just like NC State is. This will be a crushing loss for NC State if they do lose this one. It looks like it's most likely right now, 64-54. Still got 9 minutes left to go, though. NC State with the basketball, moves it over left wing perimeter. Hey, welcome in here. Chicago plays again. Tomorrow's going to be streaming Michigan State versus Penn State and Purdue versus Iowa. Awesome, man. Good luck to your streams also. NC State misses a shot. Rebounds by Duke here. Stanley puts the ball into the hands of Goldwire. Goldwire, nice feed to Carey, and Carey into the lane gets stripped of the basketball. It's going to be another foul, and Vernon Carey will shoot 2 at the line. 10-point game, 8:43 left remaining. Yeah, there's no way that the playoffs are going to be canceled, most likely. I can't see it be canceled. Oh, yeah, indeed, my man. Definitely ready for March Madness. Yes, I totally agree with you, Landon. What a joke. Number 2. Kentucky should be number 2 for sure. First shot, no good. A miss at the line by Duke. Yes, me too, Raptor. I'll be triggered this year. If Duke wins it all this year with this team, if they win it all like this, like how they've been playing, like the loss against Wake Forest, loss against Syracuse, I'd be shocked. Second shot, that one's up and good. It's just like if the Patriots won the Super Bowl with that offense that they had, winning games like 13-9 against the Cowboys, and I'm saying that because I'm a Patriots fan, and they did not deserve to win the Super Bowl. They did not this season. They could not generate any offense. NC State takes the jumper, free throw circle up and good for 2. 9-point game, 8.5 left to go. Duke here with the basketball. At the left wing perimeter, into the hands here, Goldwire. Goldwire dribbles now to the top of the key. Passes out to the right wing. Hey, thank you so much, Jack, for the dono. I gladly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your generosity, my man. Let's get some dono hype here on the channel. Dribble drive. Inside. Duke floats it up and in goes. That shot is good for 2 off the backboard by the Blue Devils by Cassius Stanley. And he'll go to the free throw line and shoot the and one. Let's get some hype here. Dono hype here in the chat here, guys. Could March Madness be canceled? No, Vaughn. Never a chance could March Madness be canceled over such a small concern. And he hits it. Good at the free throw line. It's a 12-point lead, largest lead right here by Duke. 8:15 remaining, NC State basketball. They dribble past the half-court logo. NC State dribble drive into the lane, floats it up. Oh, with a block by Duke right there. Here they go back on transition. 3-on-2, making their move. Stanley into the lane, puts it up, and he gets fouled from behind. And he's going to shoot 2 at the free throw line. Hey, I don't know anymore. Back in the chat here. He is back. Thanks so much for stopping by here. Landon planning to do, of course, Kentucky tomorrow. Duke trying to get their largest lead to extend it tonight. They're up by 12. 2 shots by Cassius Stanley. First shot here by Stanley. It's good. Heat versus Bucks. Close game at halftime. Thank you so much, I don't know anymore for the update there. Second half, second shot by Stanley, no good. And it gets rebound by NC State. Wolfpack with the basketball. Duke has got 5 blocks so far tonight. 2 by Carey, 1 by Delorier, 1 by Stanley, and another one by Robinson. Justin Robinson's been playing some minutes today as NC State misses a shot. Rebounds by Duke here. Duke low post, shot fake. Passes this one over. Dribble drive. Goldwire. Floater. He has got it. Now they're just total takeover at Cameron Indoor. 71-56. 7:30 left to go. NC State is getting whooped around here, folks, in this one. Wolfpack with the basketball. Passing over to the right wing now. Into the hands of Bryce. Bryce now moves it back to the top. Now to the free throw circle over to Helms. Helms. Dribble drive. Puts it up, and he gets fouled in Jericho. Helms will go to the free throw line, I think, after this break and shoot 2. 7:19 left to go. And Duke is pulling away in this one. Let's see here. Chicago plays. Putting out there. They may have to do with no fans in the stadium. I don't think it's going to be that much of a concern with coronavirus at all. I don't think they're going to be canceling sporting events or anything. I think that's just too extreme. But I remember that with the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards. I think it was back in 2016 when the whole Black Lives Matter protest stuff went on. They had to not allow fans into Camden Yards for like a full week, I think, because of all that going on. I remember they played baseball in an empty stadium. It was no cheering, no nothing. It was just the umpires and the media, and that was it. That was it. In an empty stadium with 0 fans. So currently we're just on break. So Duke has 5 blocks right now. I'll go, if I had to predict the amount that they would get before the end of the game, I'm going to go, if I had to predict with the amount of blocks, they got 5 right now. I'll go with 7 that they'll have to end the game on for Duke here. Yeah, they've been just in my chat earlier, John. They were like freaking out about it in my chat earlier about this. We're gonna be fine here, guys. We're gonna be fine. It's nothing like it's nothing even compared to the flu. Like, where the flu has like thousands and thousands of deaths, like coronavirus only has like a fraction of that. Landon putting out Wednesday is gonna be doing Villanova versus Seton Hall. Awesome, man. That should be a great game. Villanova trying to bounce back with a 4-point loss on Saturday to Providence. Raptor 2.0 putting out personal opinion here. He puts out colleges should have sports tickets on a discount for alma maters. Yes, I do agree with that. A little more of a discount for the current students. Yes, I really do agree with that. Boston University does that. They have free tickets for the Patriot League playoff games. For all their playoff games that they host at home for BU, they have free tickets for all the students that go to it. That's a Patriot League school. I've been to a couple BU games before, and they struggle to generate fans. So that's why like everything for the ticket price there is like so low. Like, I've been to a couple BU games. They sell those tickets at like $5 usually to get into the game. The only thing is downtown Boston parking. That's the problem. You're basically paying the price of parking. I paid $17 to park there in downtown Boston to go to a game. But also you can take the train and get in there for I think like way less. That's one thing if you're like close to a rail line. Jack putting out, yeah, throughout most of this game, especially the first half, NC State did a great job holding on in this one. And now Duke is just exploding right now. Yep, NC State just collapsed after the half. Just complete faceplant here. 71-56 is the score. Wolfpack going to the free throw line. 7:20 left to go. First shot's up. No good. Missed the free throw at the line. So that was a miss there by Jericho Helms at the free throw line. They'll have a second for the Wolfpack. Kathleen Doyle naming a Big Ten Player of the Year. Alex puts out here. So she was named Big Ten Player of the Year. Awesome. Thanks so much for the update. Second shot's good. 14-point game. Duke now with the basketball as we approach the 7-minute mark left to go. You move it over to the left wing into the hands of Goldwire. Goldwire with the ball, pushes this one. Low post now to Carey. Carey, turnaround jumper. He's got it in the key. Nice looking hook right there by Vernon Carey Jr. This one getting out of control. Under 7 minutes left to go. Wolfpack with the ball. Carey with 13. NC State moves it now to the left wing. Passes back out to the top into the hands of Johnson. He moves this one over to Helms now. Left wing perimeter back over to Markel Johnson. Johnson with the basketball. Hey, welcome to the channel, Jim McMillan. Thanks so much for stopping by. Jumper right there. That one for a deep 2 is up and good for NC State. Back to 14 as we're under 6.5 left to go. Cassius Stanley has it. He'll set up the offense now. Pushes it back to the top here. Duke in a really good spot for sure, Reverend Swagger right now. Really good spot in this game to close it out for Duke. Right corner perimeter. Nice pass inside. Carey slamming and jamming at home right there. Just too good by Vernon Carey Jr. Absolute beast in the low post right now. He's got 15. 6 minutes left to go. 15 points. 6 rebounds by Carey. Most of his damage in the second half. NC State takes the 3. Off the mark, no good. Tipped around. Rebounded by Duke here. Big burst of speed. Wendell Moore tries to go. Dribble jive. Pushes up the court. Hits the rim short and gets floated out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock with 5:48 here as Carey went to the rim. Missed the layup. Hit the rim short, but is tipped out of bounds by the Wolfpack with contact as well from behind, they're going to say, so it's a foul. So they said there was contact from behind. It's going to be Duke going to the free throw line shooting free throws. So Wendell Moore was fouled in that sequence. So he'll go to the line, shoot 2 now for Duke. First shot's up. Moore drills it. 76-59. Duke up by 17. Indeed, John. Duke just completely blew this wide open. A lot of just ferocious slam jams tearing it up here. Cassius Stanley has got a couple of those. Moore drills both of them at the line. 18-point lead. How about this? 22 right back at you. If Duke gets this victory, bye-bye. Bye-bye tournament for NC State. Bye-bye tournament for NC State. We'll put somebody new here into the bracket. They missed the 3-ball. Gets rebound by Duke. Duke with the basketball, leading by 18, 5.5 left to go. They have it out the right wing for Duke. Wow, that's awesome. Chicago Plays will be streaming 3 to 5 college basketball games on Wednesday. Good luck, my man, with that. Missed shot, rebound by NC State. Left baseline dribble here. Low post, puts it up, and that one's 2 more by the Wolfpack. Cuts winning 16. That guy is not in the chat here. He left the chat, and everybody was like, thank God. That guy was ridiculous. Trey Jones with the basketball. We're under 5 minutes left to go. So Duke up 77-61. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the sub before I finish off tonight. I'll be back later tonight here to finalize the last game. I'll be calling Texas Tech versus Baylor. Check me out on that one. Duke takes the jumper deep, too. They drill it down from the right baseline. Cassius Stanley having a big performance as of late. Tennessee with the ball. Bounce pass. NC State with the ball. Takes the left elbow jumper. Landon put it in Tennessee here on the channel, which is what Kentucky plays tomorrow. So, yep, Kentucky versus Tennessee at 9 o'clock. I think Michigan State is taking on, Michigan State, Penn State's at 7. So, I do plan to be back here. So, that is Kentucky versus Tennessee tomorrow. So, we got 4 minutes left to go. Trey Jones dribbles now, makes his move inside. Dribble jive, floater in the key. No good off the back iron, tipped around. Look at that. Going up for the rebound, and it was corralled in there by Cassius Stanley. He gets fouled from behind with 3:50 left to go, and that's going to be a foul by NC State. Timeout here on the floor. Get back to action here right after this break. Hey, thanks so much, Raptor 2.0, for stopping by here on the stream. I appreciate it, my man, and he's going to have some studying to do. No problem, man. Feel free anytime. We're up here for whenever you guys would like to come on here. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate Raptor 2.0 for dropping by again on the stream. Man, I hear you, Jim. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hear you. I hear you. I was saying a lot about the team that I root for yesterday. That unfortunately they came flat and they lost. Unfortunately, NC State is next to Rhode Island on the bubble, which is the team that I root for, which lost to St. Louis. At least I still got Providence to root for. Which I was saying the same thing about Providence back in November. They lost to Long Beach State. They lost to Charleston. They lost to Pennsylvania from the Ivy League. And somehow Providence has just turned and completely flipped the script, a complete 180. So currently we're just on break here. And this one. It's going to come down to a lot of these teams to win the conference tournament. That is the thing here. I call play-by-play, by the way. So if you guys are new to the channel, all different types of teams, play-by-play for college basketball, NBA, March Madness tournament here on the channel. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the sub on the channel. Yeah, you guys were on a roll, cruising early on. And then just Duke here just completely just have taken it. In the second half, they've just come out like energized and fired up. Alright, so after this game, feel free if anybody would like to join me back. I'll do a join in progress with Texas Tech versus Baylor, and that is another team on the bubble that's trying to survive tonight. Last week it was Oklahoma. Oklahoma beat Texas Tech. Now Texas Tech is in desperate need to get into the tournament. They have gone all the way from being a 7 seed to now a 10 seed for Texas Tech. So they might even get eliminated from the tournament. It's crazy. Like, if these teams lose out, I don't even know. Like, West Virginia? How in the world is West Virginia, like, even, like, considered to be a 5 seed on the line? Yeah, still with the ACC tournament, you have to beat, like, one of the top 3 teams there, like a Florida State, Louisville, or a Duke. It can't, if you're NC State, it can't end early. And you'll need a lot of help to do so. You would need St. Bonaventure to take out Rhode Island in the first round of the A10 quarters. The last spot in the bracket will either be these 3 teams, Rhode Island, NC State, USC. Those are who are battling for the last 3 spots of the bracket, with Stanford in there and Utah State. I would put Utah State. I would put Xavier. I would put Rutgers in there as well. Rutgers is battling for a final spot. And I would even put Arkansas in there also. But when you go to the bubble, as Duke hits both of the free throws, and really analyze who will be battling for the very last seed, I can even bring up another team, Richmond. And I'm going to have a bid stealer in here. St. Louis could steal a bid. If they take out Dayton somehow, they could steal a bid. If they're locked in, they got 3 in a row. $81.63. But what if URI beats Dayton on Wednesday? That's bad news for NC State, because that takes away a spot from them, and that puts Rhode Island right back into the bracket. NC State just jammed it down. It's 81-65. They pass it over to the top of the key, moves it along here. Duke with the ball now, into the hands of Trey Jones. Yeah, they kept Colorado as a 5. Colorado's been going down lately. Left-handed layup. Trey Jones banks it up and in. It's gonna be it's an injured NC State player down. Ouch. Trey Jones took it to the bucket with 3 minutes left to go, and there's an injured player down now for NC State. That's 13. CJ Bryce, the senior. He's the number 2 scorer in the team. That's bad. Oof. Man, that's rough. That's rough. That's CJ Bryce. And he is down now for NC State. Oh, man. Yes, Providence needs to beat Xavier and DePaul. Providence, all they need to do is just beat one of those teams there in the bracket. Well, they can't lose to DePaul. That's the thing. You can't lose to DePaul like they did against St. John's a few weeks ago. Yeah, they kept Colorado as a 5 because it would be better for them if they fell to a 6. They would play Liberty if they get a 5. Yeah, I can see Liberty beating Colorado. Colorado has just been playing rough lately. It's all about the matchups. That's one thing in the bracket. Jim put it out here for North Carolina State. They would need Syracuse and Notre Dame to lose. Yes, both of those teams are behind NC State though in the bubble. Virginia is ahead of them. I don't even know how Virginia was on the bubble for like all these weeks. They only got 7 losses. They just got put back in the top 25 for Virginia. They lost by 11 to South Carolina. Which South Carolina is on the bubble too, which they're not going to make the tournaments. Alabama isn't either. Mississippi State, that's another one I don't think they have a good enough resume for Mississippi State to make it in, because they're borderline too. Wichita State. It's going to be random in the American. What happens if Tulsa wins the American? That's going to be the most interesting conference tournament. If Tulsa wins the American, it basically just removes whoever was the last team in the bubble to make the bracket. It removes somebody like a Richmond or a USC or Utah State or Rhode Island. Somebody who is the last team in right now to not make the tournament. We're back to action. NC State inside the key, floats it up with the contact, and they get fouled. So 2 shots coming in, 2:40 left to go. Vernon Carey just picked up his 4th foul. And going to the free throw line to shoot 2. for the Wolfpack, as this will be Jericho Helms. Hey, welcome into the channel, Landon GTV, Michigan State fan. Thanks so much for stopping by. I do believe I'll be calling Michigan State tomorrow. They're taking on Penn State tomorrow. So I do believe I'll have that as the first game. Kentucky, Tennessee is the second game. Both of the free throws going down at the line for the Wolfpack. Oh, sorry to hear that, Jim. So he is also a Bengals and 49ers fan. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. At least you were able to see your team in the Super Bowl this year. But next year for the Bengals, it should be a much better season if they're able to get their hands on Joe Burrow. I don't know anymore. Putting out Central Florida will win the American. The American is so wide open. SMU could possibly win it. Tulsa could be the one. Tulsa is #1 in the conference, but the reason why they're not in the bracket right now is because they have terrible, terrible losses this year by Tulsa. They beat Memphis by 40, and then they just have god-awful losses. Oh, Reverend the Swagger's wife is a Duke fan. She's happy. That's cool. Hey, welcome in, Bryson. Duke is a 3 seed. So Duke is a 3 seed. 2:18 left to go. A lot of stop and start here in this one. So, NC State, you got to finish 500 in the conference if you want to make the tournament to get in at large at least. And NC State, they'll finish off with Wake Forest. That should put them at 500. Should be able to get that one against Wake Forest. But you honestly never know, especially with college basketball this year. First shot's up. First shot's good. At the free throw line by Duke by Trey Jones. Yep, good news is some of the bubble teams may make it. Bad news is they will have to play Kansas. Yes. Second shot, that one's up. That one is good at the free throw line. 85-67. Yes, I agree with you, Landon. Kentucky should be a 2 seed for sure. Kentucky should be a 2 seed. NC State has the basketball left wing as we approach the 2-minute mark left to go. Passes to the right wing. Helms takes a 3, hits the front rim, no good. Tipped around, rebounded. It's going to be contact in the rebound. Duke commits the rebounding foul. So that is foul number 9 for Duke. So NC State in the bonus shooting free throws. Michigan State is a 4. So Michigan State is a 4 seed. 1:59 left to go. Devon Daniels at the free throw line. First shot up in the 1-and-1, and he gets it. I believe 2 games on Saturday. I think Kentucky, Florida at 1 o'clock, and then Duke versus UNC at 6 o'clock. I think that's my plan for this coming Saturday. Second shot, that one's up and through. So nothing crazy like the triple header last Saturday, because I'm trying to save my energy for the tournament, because we're gonna have a lot of streams coming for you guys for the tournament. So I'm just gonna do just a double header most likely on Saturday. Do I think the Cubs can win their division? Possibly. Possibly. Might be quite wide open though this year to win the NL Central. That jumper off the mark. NC State gets it, and they turn it over. Duke with a steal. As that pass was just wide, they tried to save it at the baseline, tipped off the fingertips, and Duke took it right back. Final 1:20 left to go. Duke with the basketball into the hands of Goldwire. NC State not falling now, as they probably won't, as this game has been a blowout for the past 10 to 15 minutes. Trey Jones has it. Top of the key with 1:05 left to go and 6 on the shot clock. Dribble drive inside. Jones floats it up, rolls around the rim, and it's in. Jones will get on the layup here. They call the foul beforehand. That's what they're going to count it. They're going to say the foul was before the shot, actually. So Trey Jones will go to the free throw line, shoot in the double bonus. First shot's up, no good, hit the front rim. Am I going to stream any mid-major conference tournament games? I'm not sure yet, depending on the schedule. Because Sunday I'm away all day at my girlfriend's house, so no streams over on Sunday, and I have a rehearsal as well on Sunday. We got 1 minute left to play. If Rhode Island somehow makes it to the A-10 title game, I'll cover the A-10 title game, but as of right now, I don't really have much hope in them making that far. I think it's going to be Dayton versus St. Louis. I really do. I think St. Louis is a tournament team. And I think they could win a game depending on the matchup in the tournament. What I saw on Saturday, that was insane. And I think Harvard can win the Ivy League. They're hosting the Ivy League tournament. They have it this year at the Lavitas Pavilion. Dribble drive inside. Duke misses a shot off the back iron, but they're there to jam it down. Justin Robinson with a two-handed slam and puts this one to a massive blowout here tonight in the final 22nd. Robinson with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 for 5 from the floor. That's awesome. Landon's going to be streaming Kentucky's whole tournament run and some other games after that. I have no clue what I'm doing. I can't cover any of the day games during the conference tournament week because I work during the day. So I'll only be able to do the night stuff. As this clock has expired, everybody, 88-69 is the final. Hey, thank you so much, Reverend the Swagger. I appreciate it. He appreciates the stream. Keep up the good work, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and take care and enjoy the rest of your night. And I'll be back in about probably 10 to 15 minutes or so. I'll be back. I'm going to change around the scoreboards to the titles and stuff and change around the teams. But I'll be calling Texas Tech versus Baylor right after this, so feel free to stop them by. I'll start that one up probably like 12 minutes from now or so with a join in progress. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Before you sign off, don't forget, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe button as I call play-by-play here on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. And enjoy the rest of your night, everyone. Before you sign off, let's see here. Who's hosting SEC and ACC tournament? I'll get that for you guys. I think it's in Nashville. So both of those are on neutral courts, I don't know anymore. In Nashville for the SEC, and then for the ACC is out in Greensboro. So those two are on neutral courts, whereas like the Patriot League, everything goes through Colgate for the Patriot League because the higher seeds host the games. So since Colgate is the number 1 seed, everything goes through Colgate unless they lose, and then everything would go through American as the 2. And then if American loses as a 2, it would go through Boston University as the 3. So that's how the Patriot League works. But the Ivy League is interesting. It's actually hosted by Harvard this year. Usually it's hosted by Yale before. But this year it was Harvard and Cambridge who stepped up to host the Ivy League tournament this season. Alright, thank you guys so much for stopping by in the channel. I'll be back in a little bit. Texas Tech versus Baylor with a join in progress, everyone, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by.